Welcome to Express News. Let's get started. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi held delegation-level talks with Sri Lanka's President Anurakkumara Dissanayake at Hyderabad House in New Delhi. Dissanayake is on a 3-day visit to India. The two leaders held a discussion on an extensive agenda encompassing trade, investment, development and security. After the meeting, the leaders witnessed exchange of two agreements between India and Sri Lanka. The two sides signed pacts on avoiding double taxation as well as on capacity building and training. At the joint press statement with Sri Lankan President Dissanayake, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that India has so far provided $5 billion in line of credit and grant assistance to Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan President Anurakkumara assured PM Modi that Sri Lanka will not allow its land to be used in any way in a manner that is detrimental to the interest of India. Sri Lanka's President Dissanayake was received by India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in the national capital, Delhi, on Monday, where he was accorded a ceremonial reception. This is his maiden state visit to India. The Sri Lankan President paid tribute to Father of Nation Mahatma Gandhi by laying a wreath at Rajghat. In the ongoing winter session of the Parliament of India, Rajya Sabha or the Upper House, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman initiated the discussions on the Constitution on Monday. Addressing the debate, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman slammed Congress for making various amendments to the Constitution. She said Congress's process to alter preamble was invalid. In the lower house of the Lok Sabha held discussion on supplementary demands for grants first batch of 2024-25, seeking Parliament's permission to spend an additional rupees 44,143 crore for FY 2024-25 is taken up. India celebrates Vijay Divas on December 16 to mark its victory over Pakistan in the 1971 war. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and also top military brass paid homage to 1971 war heroes. On this day, President Draupadi Murmu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar also remembered the martyrs and their sacrifices. India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar presided as chief guest at the 7th Defence Estates Day lecture program at the National Institute of Defence Estates Management in New Delhi on Monday. He highlighted that in the path towards Viksit Bharat at 2047, precision land management coupled with productive utilization stands paramount. Tabla maestro Ustad Zakir Hussain passed away at the age of 73. In his career spanning 6 decades, he received the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, the Padma Vibhushan and 4 Grammy Awards. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and leaders across political spectrum expressed condolences. The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Moldova paid homage to Mahatma Gandhi at Rajghat on Monday. Popse is on official visit to India from December 15 to 17. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Mikhail Popsoy jointly inaugurated the Moldova's embassy in New Delhi. On the occasion, Jaishankar highlighted the importance of this event as a milestone in India-Moldova relations, especially since establishing diplomatic ties in 1992. Jaishankar also held discussion with Moldovan Deputy Prime Minister Mikhail Popsoy during their meet. Delhi Airport has reached a monumental milestone, becoming India's first airport to connect 150 destinations worldwide with the recent addition of Thai Air Asia X flights to Bangkok. Indian equity indices ended on a negative note on Monday with Nifty below 24,700 and Sensex fell 420 points. At close, Indian rupee ended 8 paise lower at 84.87 per dollar on Monday. India's wholesale price index-based inflation for November eased to 1.89% on an annual basis, down from 2.36% in October, according to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry data released on Monday. The data also showed that the annual inflation rate for primary articles in the wholesale price index declined to 5.49% in November, down from over 8% in the previous month. Global crude oil futures eased from their highest levels in weeks as traders took profit while waiting for a Federal Reserve meeting later this week for clues on further rate cuts. Bitcoin surged to a record high above $106,000 on Monday after President-elect Donald Trump suggested he plans to create a US Bitcoin strategic reserve. Shares around the world nudged lower on Monday on soft economic numbers from China and Europe. South Korean shares climbed on Monday to their highest level in more than 2 weeks after Parliament impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol over the short-lived martial law. European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde said Monday Eurozone policymakers would further cut interest rates if inflation continues to fall on its path towards the ECB's 2% target. The ECB cut rates again last week as inflation looked to be coming under control and the Eurozone economy showed signs of weakness. South Korea's Constitutional Court said on Monday it will hold the first hearing in the case reviewing President Yoon Suk-yeol's impeachment on December 27. The head of Yoon's party, Han Dong-hoon, has resigned amid the crisis. He said there would have been bloodshed had the martial law not been lifted. Japan said on Monday that it is paying close attention to political developments in South Korea after President Yoon Suk-yeol was impeached at the weekend. The Israeli government on Sunday unanimously approved a plan to enhance Israeli settlement building in the occupied Syrian Golan Heights following the toppling of Syria's longtime leader Bashar al-Assad. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke with US President-elect Donald Trump about a recent push to secure the release of Israeli and foreign hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. Schools reopened and Christians also attended regular Sunday services for the first time in Syria and for the first time since the overthrow of President Bashar al-Assad a week ago. A special Russian Air Force flight from the Khmeimim air base in Syria evacuated some of the Russian diplomatic personnel in Damascus as well as Belarus and North Korean diplomats. Britain on Sunday announced a $63 million aid package to help vulnerable Syrians after country's infrastructure and displaced large numbers of people. Qatar will reopen its embassy in Syria on Tuesday after it was closed for more than 13 years, and the development comes after a week after Bashar al-Assad was removed from power. A Russian tanker, Volga-Neft 212, spilled thousands of tons of oil into the critical waterway, killing 12 people were rescued, including 2 in critical condition. A drone struck a building in Grozny, capital of Russia's Chechnya region, escalating tensions after Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov claimed Ukrainian drones were targeting the city. Kadyrov stated that air defense systems had intercepted 2 drones before the attack. Ukrainian operatives sabotaged a rail line, halting a train carrying 40 tanker cars of fuel near the village of Oleksivka. The mission, aimed at crippling fuel supply routes from Crimea, unfolded in multiple stages. Bangladesh's interim leader Mohammad Yunus has announced on Monday that general elections would be held late next year or early 2026. Bangladesh is celebrating Victory Day on Monday as the country was liberated from the Pakistani occupation forces on the same day in the year 1971 after a 9-month-long blood-stained war of liberation. Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra made her official visit to Malaysia on Monday and held a meeting with Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. Both leaders shared concerns over the Myanmar conflict and the South China Sea dispute. Top US officials have sought to quell growing concern over reported drone sightings in the country's northeast, reiterating there was no known security threat as authorities monitor the situation. President Joe Biden's administration has faced mounting criticism for not clearly identifying origins of the objects seen hovering over parts of New York and New Jersey. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has been discharged on Sunday from a Sao Paulo hospital after a pair of emergency surgeries to treat and prevent bleeding in his head last week. In a news conference, he greeted people and said that he was eager to get back to work as soon as possible. 7 tourists were hospitalized in a suspected case of alcohol poisoning at a luxurious resort in Fiji. The country's health ministry said that tourists were taken to hospital after suffering nausea, vomiting and neurological symptoms. Mary Jane Veloso, a Filipino woman, was arrested and sentenced death row in 2010 for drug trafficking, was moved to a female prison in Indonesia's capital Jakarta, from where she will be flown back to her home country, Philippines, on Tuesday. Bolivia held the country's top judges election on Sunday. The elections have sparked debates as the candidates have been strictly prohibited for campaigning. We take a short break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to DD India. Welcome to Express News. Several homes and trees were destroyed on the French archipelago of Mayotte in the Indian Ocean after cyclone Chido swept through the region. The French Interior Ministry said that several hundred people may have been killed and damaged makeshift housing, government buildings and a hospital. Rescue personnel were dispatched to help pick up debris. Recovery efforts are underway on Monday to restore basic services to the French overseas territory of Mayotte after being hit by cyclone Chido. After devastating Mayotte, cyclone Chido entered Mozambique on Sunday, toppling utility poles, shelters and flooding roads. A video published by the United Nations Children Fund showed wind blowing through palm trees and flooded roads in Pemba. It said that they were responding to the needs of those affected by the storm. Malawi and Zimbabwe are also prepared for flooding by cyclone as they warned their population for evacuation. The India Meteorological Department has forecasted a cold wave to severe cold wave conditions to continue over northwest India during the next 5 days and over northern India during the next 3 days starting from today. Tamil Nadu is bracing for another spell of rainfall starting Monday after recording surplus rainfall for the season since October 1st. Indian Met Department has issued an orange alert for heavy to very heavy rainfall in certain parts of the southern state of Tamil Nadu from 17th of December till 19th. With December marking the last phase of the northeast monsoon season, this renewed spell is expected to further pose challenges to residents and infrastructure. Pope Francis celebrated Mass before a crowd of over 9,000 people in Corsica's capital, Ajaccio, on Sunday. This is the first ever trip by Pontiff to the French Mediterranean island. Till now, before wrapping up his visit, Pope also held talks with French President Emmanuel Macron. Santa Claus found swimming at Seattle Aquarium among the fish and other sea life animals to attract visitors during the Christmas Eve. The aquarium's tradition of Santa dive has been going for 15 years throughout the month of December. Bakers and designers showcased intricate gingerbread creations at Stockholm's museum on Sunday during an annual competition. This year's theme comeback-inspired designs like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory and an Oasis reunion concert. Homes in Sydney's southwest have drawn crowds and thrilled onlookers with dazzling Christmas light displays over the past week, bringing the Christmas and community spirit to the suburbs in the process. Thousands of Father Christmases traded their customary reindeers for motorbikes in Barcelona on Sunday as they rode through the city's streets. Thousands of participants dressed as Santa Claus took part in a festive race in Mexico City on Sunday. China unveiled a new species of Jurassic dinosaur from preserved fossils it discovered in 2007 in southwest China's Yunnan province. The specimen includes an intact skull and 9 cervical vertebrae. The fossil is currently on public display at an exhibition hall in the Lufeng Dinosaur Valley. Ice skating enthusiasts in Shimla are celebrating the early start of skating season at 104-year-old Shimla Ice Skating Rink, one of Asia's oldest and historic landmark of Himachal Pradesh. Run Utsav attracted a throng of tourists to Run of Kutch, the 100-day festival at Doordarshan village, famously known as the White Run. Utsav is being held from November 11, 2024 and will continue till 15th of March 2025. Vadodara International Marathon organized a Queen's Run on Sunday with women in fact from all walks of life participating to send out a message that women are safe in the city and the police are committed to the safety of all citizens. The theme was Hamari Daud, Hamari Suraksha, or Our Run, Our Safety. Apart from the citizens, women cops of She Team also participated in the marathon. The long-awaited film adaptation of Emily Bronte's Gothic classic Wuthering Heights has officially been given a release date. Warner Bros. Will debut the movie on February 13, 2026. Oscar Award winner Anne Hathaway and actor-wrestler Dave Bautista are set to star in an untitled action comedy film which will be written by the Adam Project fame writer Jonathan Trooper. One of the most popular comedy shows during the early 2000s, Malcolm in the Middle, is finally getting a revival on Disney+. The launch is expected to come on 25th anniversary of the show. Actor Hayley Atwell is reportedly set to reprise her iconic role as Peggy Carter in the highly anticipated Avengers Doomsday. Legendary actor Jim Carrey has clarified his remark on retirement, which he gave during the promotions of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and said, "One can't be definite about these things." Actor and musician Will Smith has dismissed rumors linking him to Sean Diddy Combs' alleged controversial gatherings. The DC studios have given a green light to a feature film centered around Clayface, the shape-shifting Batman villain. As per reports, the feature film around Clayface will be written by Ouija, Origin of Evil filmmaker Mike Flanagan. Actress Trisha Krishnan will be reuniting with Surya for his upcoming film tentatively titled Surya 45. Indian actress Anushka Shetty is all set to portray a fiercely violent character Ghati, which is slated to release on April 18 next year. Actor Ajit Kumar has completed the shoot of his upcoming film Good, Bad, Ugly. Taking to X, director Adik Ravi Chandran shared the pictures and videos from the final day on set. India ended day 3 of the third test match against Australia at 51 for 4, trailing by 394 runs after rain forced early stumps in Brisbane. KL Rahul, unbeaten on 33, will lead the command on day 4 after India's top order faced yet another collapse. India's Jasprit Bumrah added another feather to his cap by claiming his 50th test wicket in Australia in just 10 matches. The Indian women's cricket team defeated West Indies by 49 runs in their opening T20 match in Mumbai on Sunday. In under-19 cricket, the Indian women's team registered a 9-wicket win over arch-rivals Pakistan in their opening group match of the Asia Cup in Malaysia. The youngest world chess champion D. Gukesh arrived in India's southern city of Chennai on Monday. Gukesh was felicitated for achieving this feat in Singapore at just 18 years of age, becoming the second world champion from India after Vishwanathan Anand. Indian women's hockey team beat China 3-2 in penalty shootout in final of Women's Junior Asia Cup on Sunday to successfully defend its title. The mascot, logo, jersey, torch and anthem of India's national games has been launched in northern city of Dehradun on Sunday. In Premier League, Tottenham Hotspur thrashed Southampton by 5-0 at St Mary's Stadium. Southampton have sacked manager Russell Martin after the thumping defeat by Tottenham on Sunday. Manchester United struck twice in the closing minutes to secure a thrilling 2-1 win over Manchester City at Etihad Stadium. Chelsea moved closer to Premier League leaders Liverpool after a narrow 2-1 victory over Brentford at Stamford Bridge. In La Liga, Barcelona suffered a shocking 1-0 defeat at home to Leganés thanks to an early goal by Sergio Gonzalez. America's Regan Smith set the women's 200-meter backstroke world record at the World Aquatic Swimming Championships in Budapest. That's it in Express News. Updates will continue. Keep watching DD India.